I want to talk about doubt today. Thank you, sister. I want to talk about doubt. I have not talking about doubt in so long. It's crazy. I want to talk about doubt because I think Christians fear doubt, especially young Christians or people in those that first 10 years of really following him. Doubt is just a continual thing, and everybody struggles with it. And so many times the Bible says, do not doubt, do not doubt, do not doubt. I want to put some thoughts forward. I'm just putting thoughts forward. Don't have to take it as doctrine. Don't have to take it as... I want to put some thoughts forward because I've gotten to the point where people have acknowledged it, and I really don't... I have moments of doubt, but I don't typically sit in it. And I think when God and Jesus are saying, do not doubt, do not doubt, do not doubt, for one, I think he means it. But I think what he's really saying is do not sit in it. Don't let it motivate you. Don't let it cause you to quit. It's always too early to quit. You've heard me say that a million times. Here's the thing about doubt, is doubt can make you sharp. Now listen to this, because there's a secret in this I have found in my walk with God. Doubt causes you to double check your facts, triple check that it's the Holy Spirit. Yes, doubt can sway you, doubt can move you away. The other thing about doubt is once you push through the doubt, you can doubt and still be walking in faith. Do you realize that? Do you realize that? That is so important. There is a difference between doubt and unbelief, or entering into a state of unbelief on something God said. Now, unbelief isn't, we oversimplify it. We say, well, that's just not believing in Jesus. It's not. Unbelief can be not believing something Jesus said in your life in 2023. So if God turns to you and says, I want to get you a house. Let's say God says, I want to get you. I'm just going to say that for the sake of saying it. God says, I want to get you a house. Well, Lord, I'm on disability. How is that going to work? And I start being like, oof. You get two responses there. I can either say, I've seen you do 1,000 other things, even bigger actually than that in my life. And I can intellectually know he can do it. And so I accept his word. Well, he's going to go do that then. If he wants to go do that, he's going to go do it. And it really won't have much to do with me. It won't have much to do with my finances. Won't have much to do with anything. He can make it fall into my lap with but a thought, because he has that kind of power. But doubt comes in and says, you start looking at your own situation. You start going, whoa, I'm on disability. I don't have the best credit score. I don't have this. I don't have that. You start thinking, but yet there's another part of you that goes, but I also know it's God. I mean, he can do it. The best thing for me when in doubt, is to say this prayer. This is my prayer I pray all the time. Lord, prove me wrong. I want you to prove me wrong. And I'm not being cocky about it. I love you. I know you can do it. And here's how. Because I don't know how you can do it, and I'm in doubt, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be still, and I'm going to watch what you do next. I'm going to get no opinion on this, and I'm going to keep living my daily life as the new heart and new mind you've given me has had me enjoy. I love my garden. I love my cat, and I love, doing everything I do in my day, and I'm going to continue doing that, and I'm going to trust that when it's time, that will transpire. And I'm going to walk in faith of that. Doubt is not unbelief. Christians see themselves doubt, and they think they can no longer approach God. You can still pray to God. In fact, I encourage you to pray more. And don't wrestle with your doubt. That's another thing. People get into fisticuffs with their doubt. Don't bother with it. Say, I do doubt. Lord, I do doubt. I'm doubting right now. I don't see how any of it's possible. I know you have the power to do it, but I don't see how it's possible. I'm looking at me, I'm looking at the situation, and I don't see it. So, like, Lord, the best I can do is help me live in the moment, live in my day-to-day until that time arrives. And I pray that when the time arrives, Lord, that in my day-to-day you're working in me to make me the person that can handle that kind of blessing or that kind of thing happening. That's how you deal with doubt. You don't sit there and wrestle with it. You don't sit there and claim you're sinning. You don't sit there and own your sin and roll around in it. You don't sit there and you're allowed to ask questions is the other thing. You know, a lot of times Christians, I find when you really get to the chase of it, they're not per se doubting as much as questioning. You're in a relationship with God. You've never experienced God in different ways. And when he does something new, and you know he's doing something new, you're going to have a moment of, wait a minute, how's that going to work? And you're going to start asking questions. You're going to start feeling emotions about it. It says, Lord, I don't know what this is. I've never experienced this before. It's not fun, and I don't know what it is. And you know, I would like to focus on my day-to-day and continue to be walking with you and walking in faith, but like I really would like some explanation on this. And sometimes God just says, no, you got to just accept it on faith. Like when we get there and it's that time, I'll do it. And I said, well, oh Lord, okay, Lord, you got to wrestle in prayer and carry conversation with him. You can't, and I think doubt, absolutely yes. There are certain things when you ask for certain anointings and you're interceding with someone, you cannot doubt. You have to, especially in spiritual combat. You know, I had a sister recently. I had to. She was under incredible attack. Still is in a certain way, in a certain type of way. But the Lord dealt with it with me yesterday. When I extracted the spirit off her, it wasn't a demonic. It was like a sick. I didn't realize actually until this moment. This is just an actual true thing that happened. So I extracted the spirit that was causing her sickness. And I didn't know that there was such a thing as a spiritual STD. I'm not joking. Just like there's physical ones, there's actually spiritual ones. And I didn't realize that. So when I extracted this thing, remember, it wasn't alive. It wasn't a demon. It was a milky, cloudy, grayish spiritual substance. And I bound it into something and it's gone now. And the healing process can start in the natural. But what I found interesting is I'd never seen this. In all my years of being able to see spirits, I've never seen this one. And it was really deep within the person. I think that's probably why I couldn't see it typically. And so I asked my wife, because she's got years of experience. Since she was 4 years old, she's been cleansing houses. I'm not joking. She grew up with family members who were doing that, and she had certain spiritual gifts, and they'd bring her on site. So I turned and she said, "Do you ever hear something called a ginger spirit?" And I'm like, "Man, that's an old term. I know it's not a Christian one." I said, "I don't know the name for it." And she goes, "Well, the ginger spirit is a spirit. Basically, it's a spirit of sickness, and it does traverse through sensual, happy, fun time means. And it's when a spirit grows sick and starts to rot, and then you get in bed with that, it can transfer over. That sickness, that decay can actually infect the other person's spiritual energies and go into them, and it can cause sickness in people and drain them of vitality and other things." And I was like, that's terrifying. I was like, that's really terrifying. And it's interesting. She told me this when I was, and before I'd even had that discussion with her and extracted the thing, I was walking back with the Lord earlier in the day, like 3-4 hours earlier, and on the way home, I felt the Holy Spirit touching me that there are things called spiritual STDs, that are like spiritual STDs, and then I experienced this whole thing. But the whole walk back, I was doubting. I was like, I don't know if I could even extract this thing. She's like a couple states over. I go, I've done stuff before, but I felt this one was different somehow. And there's always a hedge of doubt in those moments. And when you're experiencing something new, when that spirit's been taken care of, angelics came and removed, burned it up, took it away, whatever. But I think that doubt is a sign we need communication. And doubt is a sign we need to wrestle with doubt through prayer. And I'm running out of time. There's so many other things, but I've learned doubt is when I grow. When I'm about to when I have an opportunity to spiritually grow in something, that's when doubt occurs. And getting through doubt is what changes you, and getting through doubt is what makes you strong in your faith. And you got to thank God for the Judases sometimes in your walk, because they're the things that make you grow the most. Be blessed, and love you.